where technology connects us like never before. There's a hidden cost we rarely talk about: our privacy. From smart devices tracking every move to facial recognition systems scanning crowds, the same tools meant to improve our lives are also being used to watch, influence, and even control us. The dark side of tech dives into the rising concerns of digital surveillance, data exploitation, and the erosion of personal freedoms. As convenience grows, so does the invisible web around us. And it's time we start asking, who's really in control? Today, we will talk about the dark side of tech: surveillance, privacy, and control. So before we start, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. 1. Rise of mass surveillance. Technology has transformed surveillance from manual observation to sophisticated automated systems capable of monitoring millions in real time. Governments and corporations use CCTV, facial recognition, GPS tracking, and mobile data to constantly observe citizens. In China, the social credit system merges surveillance with behavioral scoring, affecting citizens' freedoms. In the West, mass metadata collection, exposed by Edward Snowden, revealed NSA programs that tracked emails, calls, and internet behavior without warrants. Surveillance capitalism, where companies like Google and Meta collect user data for profiling and ad targeting, further blurs the line between privacy and profit. Even democratic nations are adopting surveillance tech under the guise of national security, often bypassing public consent. This normalization of surveillance threatens civil liberties, dissent, and freedom of expression, quietly turning everyday life into a panopticon. A place where people behave as if they're always being watched, limiting their own actions out of fear or uncertainty about who is observing. 2. Data collection without consent. Every app you download, website you visit, and device you use collects data, often more than you realize and frequently without explicit consent. Companies buried permission in lengthy terms and conditions, which users rarely read. Once accepted, your browsing habits, location, voice commands, contacts, and even biometric data are mined. Smart assistants like Alexa, Siri, and Google Assistant constantly listen for wake words but may record other ambient sounds later stored and analyzed by companies. This passive data collection creates detailed user profiles used for marketing, behavioral prediction, or even sold to third parties. In some cases, users are not even informed when data is shared with advertisers, partners, or governments. Worse still, breaches and leaks expose sensitive personal data, which can lead to identity theft, blackmail, or manipulation. The illusion of free services hides the true cost. Your personal data becomes the currency and privacy becomes a luxury, not a right. 3. Facial recognition and biosurveillance. Facial recognition technology, FRT, has evolved rapidly, enabling identification across massive databases within seconds. Airports, law enforcement agencies, and even retail stores deploy FRT to identify individuals without their consent. In some countries, it's used to track protesters, religious minorities, or political opponents, raising serious concerns about civil rights abuse. The danger intensifies when FRT combines with biometric surveillance, monitoring heart rate, pupil dilation, gait, and even emotional states. Tools like Emotion AI claim to detect intent through facial expression, a pseudoscience at best and a tool for authoritarian control at worst. Unlike passwords, biometrics can't be changed once compromised. Hackers who gain access to facial, fingerprint, or retina data can exploit it permanently. Despite accuracy issues and racial bias in recognition algorithms, these tools are deployed widely without regulation. The unchecked expansion of facial recognition into schools, workplaces, and public venues makes it difficult for people to move anonymously or freely in society. 4. Tech giants and manipulation. Big tech firms, Google, Meta, Amazon, and others, control vast digital ecosystems and the data within them. With billions of users, they shape what we see, think, and buy using powerful algorithms designed to predict and influence behavior. Social media platforms use psychological triggers like likes, shares, and notifications to keep users engaged, often leading to addiction. But beyond engagement, algorithms also curate content to nudge opinions and beliefs. Studies show how platforms can sway political opinions, polarize communities, and even affect election outcomes. This manipulation often happens silently, without the user realizing they've been guided toward a conclusion or purchase. Tech giants control not just information flow, but also speech boundaries, determining what content gets visibility, flagged, or removed. While moderation is needed, the lack of transparency means power is concentrated in a few private hands, making democratic accountability difficult. These companies profit from attention, and truth or ethics often take a back seat. 5. Loss of anonymity. In a digital age, anonymity is becoming extinct. With each online interaction, searching, posting, purchasing, or navigating, a trail of data is created, tied to your identity. Even using VPNs or privacy browsers provides limited protection, as behavioral patterns can still fingerprint users. Law enforcement and data brokers can de-anonymize users by triangulating data from multiple sources. For whistleblowers, activists, or people living under oppressive regimes, this lack of anonymity can be dangerous. Online movements that rely on pseudonyms are often undermined by tracking technologies and data analytics. Even mundane behaviors like shopping patterns or streaming habits can reveal personal details. Governments push for real name policies under the premise of security, further eroding online freedom. With AI-enhanced surveillance, it's becoming easier to link anonymous posts, emails, or accounts back to individuals. As anonymity fades, people become more hesitant to express controversial or non-mainstream opinions, an erosion of digital free speech and individuality. 6. Control through algorithms. Algorithms decide more than just your social media feed. They influence hiring, lending, policing, healthcare access, and education opportunities. Often, these systems are trained on biased data sets and operate without oversight or recourse. For example, predictive policing software may flag certain neighborhoods as high risk, disproportionately targeting minorities and perpetuating systemic biases. Algorithmic resume screening can filter out candidates based on hidden criteria, such as zip code or university attended. Financial institutions use AI to determine credit scores or loan eligibility, sometimes denying individuals based on flawed or opaque models. What's worse, these decisions are rarely transparent. If you're denied a loan or job, you often don't know why, and there's no one to appeal to. This creates a black box society where unseen algorithms quietly determine life outcomes. 7. The normalization of surveillance culture. Surveillance has become so normalized that many accept it without question. People voluntarily install smart doorbells, home assistants, and fitness trackers, not realizing they're also installing surveillance devices. Workplaces monitor employee keystrokes, screen activity, and even restroom breaks in the name of productivity. Schools use tracking software on students' devices to monitor learning, sometimes even activating webcams without consent. Public spaces are saturated with cameras, drones, and sensors. The narrative of safety and convenience often overshadows concerns about freedom and autonomy. Over time, people adapt their behavior, censor themselves, or accept that they are always being watched. This chilling effect suppresses creativity, dissent, and exploration. Younger generations growing up in this environment may never experience true privacy. If you like this video and would like to see more like it, please give it the thumbs up. Leave a comment and click the button to subscribe.